Hey everyone, this is Krystal Lee, aka K Lee, and I just wanted to bring you the Just a Thought for this week. And it is coming from John chapter 10, verse number 4. And I like this one because I really like everything around it. I mean, you almost got to read verses 1 through 5 to kind of really appreciate verse 4 and get the context. And then, of course, if you read the whole chapter, then you're really going to get the wow factor. But let's just say we stick with verse 4, and I'm going to read that to you, and then I'm going to put it in context in relation to the scriptures that are already here. And verse 4 says, "And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice." And what I like is that it says right here that he goeth before them. Isn't it a wonderful thing to know that the creator of the universe, the word, the one that the Lord Yahweh, the great I am, the creator used to make everything into being, that this one is so intimately close to you that he goes out before you? He goes out before us. And knowing that he goes out before us, of course, also includes that he is with us. And because he is with us, then that gives us a reason to want to follow him. If he is before you, that means anything that you can't handle, anything that he needs to just take care of before you even get there is already done. We get to problems in our lives, and it's important to know if he's in front of you, the problem that you're facing, he knew was going to hit you. And if he knew it was going to hit you, that means he has a plan for how he's going to bring you through it. He has a plan for why he even allowed it to come that close to you. He has a plan for how that working out is going to bring you closer to looking like him. The Bible says the work that he starts in us, he will finish it. And if he's going to finish the work that he started in you, started in me, that means we got to go through some things to know something. It's like, when you're in math class, you get the lesson, right? You learn the fundamentals. You know the conditions. You learn how the systems and the factors work. Then you got to go and do the problems, right? You're going to get like 20 problems, and you got to go through each of those problems and solve them using the system. See, if you don't read the word, then you don't know the system. If you don't know how to apply the word, then you don't know the system. And if you don't know the word, don't know how to apply the word, then how in the world are you going to get the right answers when you get the problems? 9 out of 10, you're not going to get the right answers. But guess what? If you never get the problems, you'll never know how to solve anything. You'll never know how to use the word. You'll never know that it works. So the Bible says to try me. Try me and know that, taste me and know that I am good. Try me. I know who I am, but do you know who you are in me? So that's why I go out before you. I know what I'm allowing to happen in your life. I know what's going on in your life. I know it. But let me show you how you can actually use my word, use me. I am the gate. I love it where it says, later in this chapter, later in the verses 7 through 10, it talks about how, Yahweh or Yeshua is the gate. How Jesus, for those that call him Jesus, is the gate. And when we realize that Yeshua is the gate, the word, the Bible says that he is the word, and the word was made in flesh in 1 John, I believe it's right there. And when you read that, then that's where you start to realize, oh snap, Yeshua is the word. And if Yeshua is the word, then this Bible really does matter. And that's why it's important to realize that the whole word, the whole Bible is God breathed. People say, what does God breathe mean? It means that the whole word is who Yeshua is. If you read like the first and the second book of Eden, it talks about how Yahweh, the Lord, the great I am, had to send the word to revive Adam and Eve. How he had to quicken their spirits through the word. The word also talks about in Genesis how the world became into being because of the word. He spoke, and the word made these things happen. That's who Yeshua is. That's who Jesus is. For those that call him that, his natural name is Yeshua, but we understand that there are a lot of people that call him Jesus. But it's kind of like this, if people call you, a girl, or they use descriptions to call you or acknowledge your presence, or if they call you something that they feel may be relevant to you, but then they get to know you and you say, hi, my name is Krystal. Do you keep calling me a baby girl or yo girl? Or do you say, Can you call me Krystal now that you know my name is Krystal? Uh, or do you just let people keep calling you baby girl? I mean, that's just my thing. Not that I'm against people having nicknames like baby girl, whatever, but you got to figure out the name that's intimate for you. I mean, and for me, Yeshua is the intimate name for me to call him, because that's the one that he prefers for me to say. So that's the one I use. But going back to the verse of the day. So what I really want to reiterate is that the Lord goes out before us. The word goes out before it. Yeshua the Christ goes out before us. And it's important that we know his voice, so we know who we're following. And in order to know his voice, to know who you follow, you have to know the word, because the word will not turn unto him to itself void. Anything the Lord speaks out will come to pass. So anything he says, he means it too. Sometimes we say like, oh, so-and-so really didn't mean it, but they really did. And in this case, if the Lord wrote it, he meant it. If he says, do not do this, do not do this, do not do this, don't do it. Don't do it, because that is the word. That's his voice. People say, oh, I've never heard an audible voice from God. You may not hear a voice from God, but that's what the word is for. It's for us to read it and to hear his voice, to know his voice. So when he does speak to us, we'll know what it is, because your thoughts are not your own. Your thoughts are not your own, but they are. That's why the Bible says, watch what you see, watch what you hear, watch what you allow to come into your spirit, watch what you allow to come into your being and into your presence, because whatever a man thinketh, so is he. So you must keep your thoughts pure, your thoughts on righteous living, your thoughts on the word. So that's what you become. You become more like Christ as your thoughts align with the word. So I want to just go ahead and give that to you. I know in the beginning I normally give you how to contact me, so I'm going to go ahead and give that to you now. If you are interested in booking me for speaking engagements, things like that, again, you can go to my website, which is KrystalLeeEnterprises.com, KrystalLee Enterprises.com. You can also check out my published book page, which is authorklee.com. You can also phone the office at 770-240-0089. Have a blessed day, and bye-bye for now.